Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You have something important to say. The words are in your mind, your heart is ready to speak, but the moment someone looks at you and says, "Can you say that in English?" your confidence disappears. Your mouth becomes dry, your heart beats faster, and the only thing louder than the silence is the voice inside your head whispering, "What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh at me?" If you have ever felt that fear, this story is for you. This is not the story of a genius. It is not the story of someone who spoke perfect English from childhood. It is the story of an ordinary person whose biggest obstacle wasn't grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation, it was fear. Sometimes the greatest prison isn't made of iron bars, it is made of self doubt. And sometimes the key that unlocks that prison is one small sentence spoken with courage. Today, I want to share a story that may change the way you think about learning English forever. A story filled with struggle, hope, laughter, painful failures, quiet victories, and a life lesson that reaches far beyond language. So, wherever you are, relax, listen carefully, and let this journey remind you of one simple truth. Your voice doesn't have to be perfect to deserve to be heard. Let's begin. The language that changed a man's life. A story every English learner needs to hear. There are millions of people who secretly wish they could speak English, not because English makes them smarter, not because English makes them superior, but because somewhere in their hearts they believe that if they could express themselves confidently, a new life would begin. This is the story of one such person. His name was Ravi. He wasn't poor because he lacked money. He was poor because he had stopped believing in his own voice. As a child, Ravi loved asking questions. Why is the sky blue? How do airplanes fly? What is beyond the stars? His teachers admired his curiosity, but life had other plans. When Ravi was 14, his father became seriously ill. School was no longer a priority. To support his family, Ravi left school and started working at a small tea stall near a busy railway station. Years passed. The curious little boy slowly disappeared behind cups of tea, long working hours, and endless responsibilities. The questions in his mind became fewer, his dreams became smaller, his world became limited to one railway platform. Every day, thousands of passengers crossed Ravi's tea stall. Doctors, engineers, students, business owners, tourists, some spoke Hindi, some spoke Telugu, some spoke English. Whenever Ravi heard English, he felt something strange. Not jealousy, not hatred, a quiet sadness. He noticed how people listened carefully whenever someone spoke English confidently. He noticed how respect seemed to arrive before the person even finished speaking. One evening, he whispered to himself, "I wish I could speak like that." Then another voice inside him answered, "You can't." That second voice became stronger every year. One afternoon, an elderly foreign couple stopped at his tea cart. The woman smiled warmly. "Excuse me, could you tell us which platform goes to Vishakhapatnam?" Ravi understood only one word: platform. His heart started racing. He knew the answer. He knew exactly where the train would arrive, but he couldn't explain it. He looked around helplessly, and the passenger stepped forward, answered in English, and walked away. The couple thanked the stranger, not Ravi. For the rest of the day, Ravi kept serving tea, but inside something was broken. He did not feel ashamed because he did not know English. He felt ashamed because fear had stolen words he already knew. That night, while closing his tea stall, he looked at the empty railway tracks. For the first time in years, he cried. Not loudly, just enough for the darkness to hear. The next morning, an old retired teacher visited the tea stall. He had watched Ravi for years. You look troubled, he said. Ravi finally admitted the truth. I think I am too old to learn English. The teacher smiled gently, then he asked, how old is that banyan tree? Ravi shrugged. Maybe 100 years? If I plant another seed beside it today, will the seed refuse to grow because the tree is older? Ravi smiled for the first time that week. The teacher continued, the best time to learn was years ago. The second best time is today. The teacher gave Ravi a challenge. Don't learn grammar first. Don't memorize hundreds of words. Tomorrow learn only three. Good morning. Thank you. Have a nice day. Just three. The next morning, Ravi greeted a customer. Good morning, sir. The customer smiled. Good morning. It lasted only 2 seconds, but those 2 seconds changed Ravi's life because for the first time, English didn't scare him. Ravi couldn't afford expensive coaching classes, so he created his own classroom. The railway station became his university, passengers became his teachers, announcements became his listening practice, old newspapers became reading lessons, empty teacups became microphones. Every night after closing the stall, he watched free English lessons on a borrowed phone. He repeated each sentence 10 times, sometimes 20, sometimes 50. When everyone slept, Ravi practiced speaking to the stars. People laughed. Children copied his pronunciation and giggled. Some customers joked, our English professor is here. It hurt very much. But Ravi remembered something the old teacher had told him. If people laugh while you are learning, let them. They will stop laughing when you are learnt. One day a tourist asked, is your tea strong? Ravi confidently replied, no, my tea is dangerous. Everyone nearby burst into laughter. Ravi turned red, then even he started laughing. Years earlier, he would have stopped speaking forever. Now he wrote the mistake in a notebook. At the top of the page, he wrote, today's mistake is tomorrow's memory. From that day onward, every mistake became a lesson instead of an enemy. Months became years. One day, Ravi noticed something surprising. Foreign tourists often search for simple words. Some spoke slowly, some mispronounced Indian names, some apologized for their mistakes. That day, Ravi realized something profound. No one speaks perfectly, not even native speakers. Perfect English had never been the goal, connection was. One evening, a frightened college student approached the tea stall. Brother, I know grammar, I know vocabulary, but when I open my mouth, nothing comes. Ravi smiled. He knew that feeling better than anyone. He handed the student a cup of tea and said, fear doesn't disappear before you speak, it disappears because you speak. The students stood silently. Ravi continued. When I started, my English was broken, but broken English built an unbreakable confidence. Years later, Ravi still sold tea, but something had changed. He now welcomed travelers from around the world. He helped lost tourists. He guided students. He encouraged children. People no longer remembered him only for his tea, they remembered how he made them feel warm, welcome, understood. His greatest achievement wasn't learning English, it was discovering that confidence grows only when courage is practiced. If you are learning English today, remember this. The hardest part is not pronunciation, it is not grammar, it is not vocabulary. The hardest part is convincing yourself that your imperfect voice deserves to be heard. You don't become fluent because one day you suddenly feel confident. You become confident because day after day you keep speaking, even when your voice shakes. Every sentence you speak is a brick, every mistake is cement, every conversation is another step. One day, without realizing it, you will look back and discover that you have built a bridge from fear to freedom. And when that day comes, you won't just be speaking English, you will finally be speaking as the person you always wanted to become. As this story comes to an end, I want you to remember one thing. Ravi's life didn't change because he suddenly became fluent in English. It changed the day he stopped waiting to be perfect, the day he chose courage over comfort, the day he accepted that mistakes were not signs of failure, they were proof that he was moving forward. Maybe your story is different. Maybe you are a student, a parent, an employee, or someone who simply dreams of speaking English with confidence. But deep down, the struggle is the same. You know more than you think. You are more capable than you believe. And the person you are hoping to become is created by the small actions you take every single day. So, after this video ends, don't just feel inspired. Take one small step, learn one new word, speak one new sentence, read one page, listen to 5 minutes of English. Because tiny improvements repeated every day create extraordinary transformation. 1 year from now, you won't remember the fear that once stopped you. You will remember the day you decided to begin. If this story encouraged you, please support Echo English by liking this video, sharing it with someone who is learning English, and subscribing for more inspiring stories and practical lessons that help you improve your English and grow as a person. And before you leave, here is something to think about. What if the only thing standing between the life you have today and the life you dream of is one conversation you have been too afraid to start? Think about it. Until next time, keep learning, keep speaking, keep believing in yourself. Your journey has already begun.